How's it going, YouTube? My name is Dean Willingham, Mr. Worldwide, aka El Chocolate. I want to go ahead and talk to you today about a couple of different things. And you are watching my first blog. Why is it that most black men don't travel? I want to give some insight on why most black men don't travel and why you should. Because this is definitely some troubling times in the United States, and also there's no better time to go ahead and travel. I mean, there's just so many different things that are out there that need to be experienced. So, without further ado, let me just go and touch a little bit on this base. And these are just from personal experience and personal observations. So like I said, I'm not perfect, but there's several reasons why black men don't travel. One is they're just not knowing what's out there. They just don't know what's out there. Or they may be scared to go out in their environment. Okay? Out their neighborhood. Okay? And I say they, but I mean us. But, I just think that a lot of times we just do not have the motivation of some other cultures. You see on TV, Caucasians are always out and about, whether it be Germany or Vietnam or Thailand or Mexico or wherever the case may be. That culture likes to travel. We, on the other hand, as a culture, we don't really do that too much. We'll pretty much, grab a slab of ribs and barbecue at home. That's basically how it came out to be. And I think that it's a cultural thing because, that's just something that in earlier times we really didn't do a lot of. I mean, like, you couldn't really get a hotel room. You couldn't really eat. If you was to take a bus, you had to sit at the back of the bus. So I think it just kind of like passed down to generations of why we really don't have a motivation to travel as much. But did I say procrastination? Well, procrastination could be one, yes, and also legal issues. I'm not going to talk on that. Legal issues, you just need to talk to a lawyer, try to get your passport situation taken care of. Okay, but for several reasons why a black man should travel is a couple different things. A, you're going to see yourself in a different situation. You're going to be able to connect with people. You are going to be able to find opportunities that you may not have had in the United States. And I would say one of the other benefits, or why you should, is the women. I will touch on that in a little bit. But I would also say that, well, let's just go ahead and jump into all that right now. So as far as seeing yourself in a different position, a different light, here in America, there's definitely a lot of people that feel like they don't need to be politically correct anymore because of now the Trump administration. And there has been a rise in rudeness, homophobia, racism, just a lot of the stuff that was kind of like kept in the closet is now really starting to rear its ugly head, just simply because, the people that feel a certain way have a guy in office that knows that will kind of like back them up a little bit. So they kind of feel like that, this is their country. And unfortunately, that's the way I see it. It may be different, but in my eyes, it seems like people at this point in time in our history in the country, no matter how long you've been here, my ancestors have been here for, I don't know how long, I was reading back where my uncle had, my great uncle, right after slavery, obtained 400 acres of land, and was taken, just taken, you know. So, I mean, in our country, we just have a lot of embedded issues that just are not going to get fixed. You know, there's nothing really that I see in the near future that's going to go ahead and change any of that. You know, we can go on and on about American history and racism, but you know the deal. So I won't get too much on that, but you definitely can go ahead and go abroad, see yourself in a different light, be treated differently, be treated with a lot more respect, and you'll get a more appreciation for yourself. You'll have an appreciation for the environment that you're in, and you might not want to come back to a country that doesn't really treat you all that well sometimes. Also, connection. You're going to be able to connect with the culture, okay? You are going to be able to have more, what can I say? You just become more omniscient, more cosmopolitan. You just start to understand someone else's point of view on life. You know, when you go into other cultures, you start to see the way other people live, and you'll have an appreciation for that stuff. Not only that, but when you come back to the States, if you do, you know, you will have a conversation piece. You'll sound more intelligent because you've been places. You know, a lot of people that you may come in contact with throughout your life may possibly have been there at that particular place as you have, and that's a great conversation piece. You know, so that's one thing that you can do. And opportunities are just endless when you travel. You can go to China and come back with clothing. You can go to India and come back with hair. You can go to just about any country and kind of like find you an export-import type of business. You know, there's just endless things that you can do. A lot of these places you can just open up a phone book and, you know, just pick out what you want to go ahead and start up and open up shop, because a lot of these places, they either lack, you know, great customer service or the capital, or maybe even the business acumen to really start a business. And with you coming in, especially being American, you know, you already have the language down of, you know, people that come through, tourists, and you know, I think that's just going to be pretty advantageous. But yeah, I would definitely go into any type of place abroad and have your eyes open, because you just never know what you might run into as far as like making some type of investment or profiting off of some goods down there or services. Now this is strictly for the men, black men. When you go abroad to a lot of these countries, these women appreciate you. So the women, they appreciate you. I remember driving, or I was walking in Australia along with my other black friend, and you know, these two white girls just pulled up and they were just like, "Hey, how you doing? You know, you want to go party?" And looked at my friend. Of course, you know, we said yes, but you know, that's just one example out of many. And you know, I just think that women abroad, they are more outgoing than American girls, I guess you could say. Now, there's some places that are conservative, you know, like Japan, or you know, Korea, or you know, some of these other countries. You know, they're very conservative. Okay, Saudi Arabia, you know, but you know, there are some countries out there that, you know, they do not have a problem with approaching you, letting you know what the deal is, and you know what to do. Okay, so you know, you're definitely going to be treated more so like a king by some of these women in these other countries than what you will here. It's just something about a black man that foreign women like. It's just different for them. It's just different. you know, just, you know, okay, just picture this, okay, is you're in another country, you know, this is from a female's point of view. You're in another country and you really, you know, appreciate American culture. You know, you hear American music in the clubs. You see American music videos on TV, and you know, you see American shows. You know, a lot of this music that's in these foreign bars and all that, it's black music. It's black music. Okay? These music videos, black music videos, okay? You know, TV shows, now, I mean, yes, you know, it's white too, but you have to remember that white people are all over the world, okay? This is just for black men, okay? So going back to my point is, you know, with them listening and seeing all, you know, the stuff about, you know, black men, okay, there's really not a lot of black men in these places. So when you step onto the scene, it's like, oh my God, a black man. And if you're a handsome black man at that, it's over with. If you always eat vanilla all the time, I mean, you're gonna get bored, you know. You taste that chocolate for the first time, you're like, what the fuck is this? This is pretty good, you know. What flavor? This is chocolate. Oh, okay. I'm just saying, you know, it's just something different, you know. We're just a different flavor, you know. You know how us black men love multicultural women, you know. We love Asian women, we love white women, we love Mexican women. You know, it's just, we just love women, you know. It's just, you know, and we love our sisters too, you know, but we just love women, you know. So you're definitely going to be treated differently when you go to these countries to, you're definitely just going to be treated differently going to these countries and experiencing women that are abroad. You know, they definitely appreciate you, and you really don't have to do a lot for these women. You know, you just really be chivalrous. You know, nice, polite. You know, those women, they appreciate that. Not that American women don't appreciate it either, but you know, sometimes, you know, you can be a nice person, and you know, the game here in America, you know, the nicer you are, the more they pull away sometimes. So, at least in my opinion. But yeah, so next topic. But this, I think, is probably the most important thing out of everything is, you know, the cost of living. I mean, you can live in some of these places for $1,000 like a king. You know, you can get a maid that cooks for you 5 days a week, folds your laundry, does all that stuff, cleans, for about $300 a month. Okay, so, you know, you can bust your butt here in America and just, you know, hope for the best and work hard and, you know, save up enough money that you can retire, you know, off of, you know, $2,500 a month, $1,000 a month, or whatever. But for me, you know, I'm not going to wait around another 20 years just so I can retire off of, you know, $2,500. I'm going to live off of that right now, but I'm going to live good, you know.